Hey, welcome to Plants and My Therapy, and today we're going to be talking about the Ghost Cactus. I don't usually like buying anything with thorns because then you have to deal with the thorns. I lived in Southern California for about a year, and everybody had cactus gardens which were beautiful except they all had thorns. My mother had a beautiful rose garden which also had thorns, and then you have to deal with the thorns when you garden. So I don't usually like to buy anything with thorns, but this cactus is so unusual that I debated for a couple days to make sure, and then well, I wanted it. So I got a coffee filter, put it in terracotta pots. I just think cactuses look good in terracotta pots. Maybe it's because I have memories of those cactuses in California and all that kind of Spanish influence architecture. And I have this fast draining soil, my regular Sansevieria mix, and I was going to check to see how to repot this cactus. And then I noticed one thing right away is that the last time I watered this cactus was yesterday, so about 24 hours ago, and then the soil is still moist. And I thought that was unusual for a cactus because the cactus usually stores this water inside its stems, and then I also noticed that the root system was very small for a cactus of this size. But then I don't have that much experience in cactus because I don't like the thorns. So I have a very porous mixture, very well draining mixture with a lot of perlite, and I'm gonna keep it in this terracotta pot, which also is porous, and I'm gonna try and see if I can get this cactus to thrive. And then I'm gonna keep it in this pot because I don't want it to grow wild, because some cactuses you put in the ground and they just go wild. I have the bottom layer of this pot with volcanic cinder for drainage because I don't have any gravel, and volcanic cinder is pretty porous. The mixture of this potting mix is 1 part potting mix, 1 part perlite, 1 part sand, and 1 part volcanic cinder. So this is a very porous mix. This mix will it will drain fairly well, and I hope this cactus will thrive. As I'm trying to stabilize this cactus, I realized that the root system should be bigger to support a plant this heavy. So I'm thinking that possibly this plant would be, most likely was overwatered. I noticed that I went to ask a question to one of the workers at the garden center, and she immediately replied, I don't know anything about plants. I know nothing about plants. I just work here. And she was watering the plants. So I'm sure that, they don't really know that much about the plants. But I'm thinking that for this, even though cactuses have most of their moisture inside its body, it needs root system to support itself. I'm going to use these decorative gravel to support this plant, and I'm hoping that this plant will be able to develop a root system that will support itself, because this is actually a pretty nice plant. I'm actually kind of torn. I want this plant to thrive, but I don't want to have to trim it. I have no idea how to trim a cactus without making it look like something that was, hacked. So, but then look at this plant in this terracotta pot, this colored cactus. I never saw anything like this. I think it's beautiful. I placed this pot on my patio, and it gets around 3 to 4 hours of direct sunlight, and somehow I'm thinking that it's not thriving. One of the branches is getting a yellow tint to it, and even though I don't know exactly how this plant is supposed to look when it's happy, I get this sense that it's not happy. I mean, I look at it, it still looks nice, it still has its shape, but it doesn't look happy. So I decided that maybe it's a tropical cactus that can't handle direct sun, so I changed it to the northwest part of my house. So it gets, this is as much sun as it gets. It's sheltered from direct midday sun, and it's on the northwest facing side of my house, so it'll get a couple of hours of indirect setting sun, and I don't know, I'm hoping that this is adequate to make it happy, and I think I was right, because now it developed into this happy plant, or at least I think it's happy, because now it has pink on it. And since I've seen this plant, since I recorded this plant, the pink on it has gotten larger, so it just looks happier. It looks like it can't handle too much direct light, and it likes it more humid and moist compared to arid and dry with a lot of sun. So anyway, this is my happy ghost cactus. I hope you were able to pick up some tips, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Aloha.